Hi guys, welcome to the second official episode of MomCast. I know there's been a delay, there's really no excuse. I had the idea of having two to four women, including myself, up here discussing the topics to kind of have an open conversation. However, it's super difficult to coordinate with other mothers' schedules, I know they also have little ones or preparing to have a little one, so that can get really tricky. So for now, I'll just throw an episode out on my own, and when the time comes, I'll have the idea that I envision when starting this momcast. So today's episode is pregnancy and giving birth. So, for those who don't know, I have two daughters, Onyx and Nova. So, two pregnancies, two times giving birth. It sounds crazier than it is. It really wasn't that much. Pregnancy for me is amazing. I love it. I love it. Everyone caters to you. Everyone is super sweet to you. You get this pregnancy glow. You get to eat all that you want without anyone judging you. Like all of those little perks I'm here for. But honestly, I had two really good pregnancies. My first trimester, however, was really shitty. I had insane nausea. I couldn't stomach anything. For Onyx, I remember the only thing I was able to eat was shrimp lo mein. I tasted it one time and it actually stayed down. Like everything I intake, like even if it was water, like I would just throw up all the time. So I literally had a diet of shrimp lo mein for my first trimester with Onyx. With Nova, my food of pregnancy choice was a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese. It was insane. Can you pay me to eat that now? No. However, I will say, after the first trimester, everything pretty much subsided. My nausea went away completely. I didn't throw up at all. And I had really good pregnancies. If there are women out there who want to come on this forum and talk about their pregnancies that may have been a little bit different, may have been high risk, or you had a different experience with your symptoms, I'd love that. Come on. This episode is going to be short and sweet, I think. Well, I'm planning for that. You could plan the perfect picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Anyways, just have it on out there. So, yeah, so for me, pregnancy was really good, really chill. Advice I would give to a pregnant mom or a woman who's anticipating pregnancy: embrace it, love it. Like, you're growing life inside of you. I think that a pregnant woman is the most purest form of being. You're carrying life, you're sensitive at times, you're highly intuitive. Embrace those things. That term mother instinct is real, and I think it kicks in during pregnancy, and it creates this new person that you are slowly turning into. And I think that that person evolves even more once the baby is born. It's such a precious space, and embrace it, love it, protect your space and energy. Don't feel obligated to share what you're going through. A lot of people don't know that miscarriages are more likely within the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. And so with that, a lot of women decide to keep their pregnancy to themselves and share when they know it's safe, because they tend to say that, okay, like after your 12-week mark, after your first trimester, share the news, So, I had a lot of friends and family tell me, like, oh, why you didn't tell me, Devin? You're being secretive. I'm being private. I'm embracing my experience, and I want to keep my energy and my experience to myself. And with this new social media day and age, right? People can feel entitled to knowing what's going on in your life or feeling obligated to post your every move, right? It's not necessary. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel pressure to share or say anything really pertaining to your pregnancy. I've seen, women post them damn near giving birth to their baby. And that's fine. Like, I follow birthing pages that are super insightful, that are super informative, but, certain things I prefer to keep to myself. And if you're that person, don't feel bad about it. Because I do remember with my first daughter feeling bad about that, feeling bad about people saying they haven't seen my daughter, or I haven't posted this, or they didn't know that, or they felt that I wasn't a good friend for not sharing. But it's just really one of those experiences that you just don't know until you're in. And so, any moms to be, I say, be in your space, and whatever that may consist of is okay, because you're the most important person right now, and everyone else should just follow suit. No, but that's that. Take your prenatals, of course, and your monthly doctor's visits, especially towards the end. So, you have your doctor's appointments in the beginning. When you get towards the end of pregnancy, you have weekly doctor's visits. They're important. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, with Nova, I skipped a few appointments. I felt like they were repetitive and redundant, and I'm just like, he's checking the baby's heart rate, mine, my blood pressure. What is this for? I know I'm healthy, right? My opinion has changed. It's changed tremendously. Those small things can prevent very detrimental things in the future. Not to say there are going to be detrimental things, but there can be. Pregnancy and giving birth are very serious things. And so I recommend you going to every appointment, even if it's exhausting, even if you feel like enough is enough, because I definitely felt that. Go to those appointments. I was watching a TED Talk. Elizabeth Howell, I don't know how to pronounce, Howell. If you're pregnant right now, watch this. If you've had a baby, watch this. If you plan on getting pregnant, watch this. It's insightful. She talks about maternal health care in America. So, in the past 10 years, our mortality rate, or fatality rate, I should say, has increased over the past 10 years. And other countries has decreased. So there's definitely a concern in our healthcare system, especially amongst Black women. Black women are, I think, 8 to 12 more times likely to experience death during pregnancy than other women. And so that was concerning to me, and that prompted me to speak on that, to be honest. There's an undenying reality that women of color are neglected in our healthcare system. There are plenty of statistics to prove it. If you look up the TED Talk I just mentioned, that alone is super insightful, and it shares on just the healthcare system with minority women in America. So be serious about your healthcare. Do your research. I remember watching the woman from the Housewives of Potomac. what's her name? Ashley Darby. And she was sharing her experience on getting her cervix checked during her last weeks of pregnancy. So I know I said the appointments are important, right? They are. However, she felt that she didn't need to get her cervix checked. She's like, when you're checking someone's cervix in the last weeks of pregnancy, that consists of your doctor using their fingers to check to see how much you're dilating, right? That's how much you're opening to prepare for the baby to come. With doing that, you can expose your body to more bacteria than normal that can cause early pregnancy, from her research. And she decided on not getting her cervix checked. So educating yourself is just as important as those doctor's visits, in other words. It's just literally about doing your research, educating yourself, and really making the decision on what's best for you. Making decisions is your right with pregnancy. Sometimes when we go to these doctors, they almost make you feel like you don't have a voice, or what you're concerned about isn't as important, or they can tend to just shun you off. That was my experience. It may not be yours. However, that was mine. And don't be intimidated by that. Come with your questions. Come with your research. Challenge your doctor, I mentioned this briefly in my first episode. I remember saying to my doctor when Nova was born, can we keep the placenta attached? And he was like, why? There's no use for this. And I've read that it gives extra nutrients to your baby. And he was just adamant about just not keeping it attached. And I'm just like, this is my decision to make. I'm her mother. This is my pregnancy. This is my delivery. I have that right. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. This is supposed to be a short one. So really just do your research and don't be afraid to ask questions or challenge your caregivers. So now, giving birth with Nova, I had no epidural. I feel like a warrior for that. With Onyx, I had epidural. And going forward, like if I have another baby, I would definitely go natural, like completely natural, like not even a hospital setting natural. For me, both experiences, I don't like hospitals. I don't like how they make you feel. I don't like the kind of just insensitive behavior, the constant bombarding they do after you give birth. I don't know if you guys had this experience, but with both of my deliveries, someone was always coming in asking questions, needing this. Oh, we have these students here. Can they ask you this? I'm just like, no. I had to tell them, listen, for the next 2 hours, I don't want anyone coming in here. Unless it's the doctor, unless it's important for just checking on my vitals. I don't want it. With Nova, I was not playing those games. With Onyx, I wasn't aware. So I was just letting them do whatever, and I was exhausted. And after this, I've got to go home and take care of a baby. So, no, don't knock on my door. No, no, period. You can say no. In other words, don't be afraid to. I didn't want this episode to be that long. I just kind of wanted to give an insight on my pregnancies and giving birth. And I'm super exhausted. My weeks have been crazy. I had my girls on schedules, and then all of a sudden they decided to take themselves off schedules, and they go to bed at 9:30. It's just crazy. And our day starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So giving birth. So I had epidural and non-epidural. Don't feel the pressure to do either. Go with what your body is telling you to do. The key to giving birth is to relax, to be comfortable, as crazy as that sounds, right? Your body is made for this. you can do it. You can do it whichever way. But I've had people say without epidural, they were too nervous. They were in too much pain. They couldn't focus. They couldn't relax. And that's okay. That's okay. Take the epidural if you need one. You don't want to put yourself through that much stress. I had my doctor tell me he had a patient who wanted a natural birth so badly. However, as she was progressing through labor, her charts were going crazy. Her blood pressure was high. She wasn't dilating. They gave her the epidural. She was able to dilate. She was able to go through labor a lot easier. And yeah, she had the baby. So he said that if she didn't get the epidural, that she possibly could have had an emergency C-section. So everyone's body is different. Don't feel like, any experiences makes a mom better than the other. C-section moms, epidural moms, natural birth moms. We're all moms. We're all popping. In other words, yeah, we're doing this, and it's amazing. And I just want us to really appreciate the contribution we give to this world. And with that, I'll end this here. I'm going to do a follow-up episode with more guests so that we can have open discussion about our experiences and just talk more about what pregnancy was and other people's views, and what giving birth was and other people's views in depth. And that'll be dope. I would love to have a mother who's had a C-section, a mother who's had a natural birth, a mother who's had a home birth, if that's possible. I'd love that. I'm super eager to hear people's stories. I'm just yearning for this information. I want to connect with other mothers. I want other mothers to connect amongst each other. We're in these bubbles alone, and we shouldn't be. We don't have to be. We can talk about these things. We can share our experiences and teach others. To be honest, this is a reoccurring thing. There are women who have tons of questions who are going to be in our shoes sooner than later. And so you never know what this may do for someone. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'd love for the next episode to be like that. And just inbox me. Inbox me if you're interested in coming on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll leave that there. And enjoy the rest of your day.